As a trainer and puppy raiser professional, it's my greatest wish to make living with your dog easier and happier for you and the dog. But what most people don't understand about raising a puppy, when they first get the dog, they have certain expectations, and when those expectations aren't met, it leads to disappointment and frustration. But what new owners have to remember about their puppy is puppies are not born knowing anything about our world. They're not born knowing how to please us or to do what we ask them to do. They're born with instincts that we might not be able to relate to. But we can learn to understand those instincts and the hardwiring of the puppy's brain. And it's important that we do learn to understand those things and learn to understand dogs' body language and their boundaries, because understanding those things is going to make living with your puppy far easier and much more successful in the long run. That's why I've linked the file down below to help you understand the transition to your home from the puppy's perspective, and some tricks that can help you along the way. If you're a new puppy owner, or even if you've had your puppy for a few months, I want you to take away a few key things from this video before you check out the link below. Number 1, your puppy doesn't know anything about you. And let's put that into context. As humans, we have boundaries and we have preferences that the dogs in our lives just don't understand, and that's okay. They're just being dogs. And we have to let them be dogs in as many areas as we can, because your dog is never going to live up to your perfect standards. Your standards have to be taken in context with your puppy's background and genetic makeup. Number 2, learn to see the world from your dog's perspective or your puppy's perspective. And you're going to find that the world is pretty scary. Seriously though, puppies don't see the world the way we do, and they'll never see the world the way we do. They're going to see it from their own unique perspective. And we can't learn how our dog thinks, processes information, until we understand how they're perceiving the world. When you go out on a walk with your puppy, they are focusing on a million different things. They're focusing on what that smell is on the path. They're focusing on that noise in the woods or on the trail far ahead. And you. You are on their radar, but probably not much. So where a lot of people get frustrated is when the dog is distracted or just can't focus because their emotional arousal is too high in one direction or another, fear, excitement. But when you learn to see the world the way the dog is seeing it, then you're going to be able to address those issues in a way that supports them and makes their lives easier, as well as yours in the long run. Number 3, and this plays right into the last one, your dog, your puppy, is not being stubborn or bad. Your puppy is just being a puppy. The puppy is doing what comes naturally to them, what is instinctive. And you're not going to effectively change that through punishment or scolding. You're going to change that by getting down on their level, figuratively speaking, and understanding how their minds are working in this situation. What are they thinking? What are they perceiving? How are they perceiving it? And go from there. Work backwards in a way. Assess the environment. Is the environment too much for your puppy in one way or another, and maybe you need to step back and remove from that environment or just gain some physical distance. Maybe you are not doing enough to register on the puppy's radar. Maybe you are not making yourself exciting and valuable enough to where they can learn to ignore the environment and focus more on you. And guys, this all boils down to relationship first and training second. If you can get that priority right, learn to see the world as your dog does, learn to understand their body language, and put the relationship first. Put the dog's needs first. Then in the long run, you will both succeed.